What's up, folks? Now I have an interesting one for you today called the Daylight Protocol. This one actually falls under the more serious project category, not the AscendedGents series. So they're still in development phase. What I'm going to be discussing today, because they need some time to actually finalize their product, it's not something pretty simple. They have a lot going on. So I'm going to talk about the pre-sale rounds, how this is going to end up happening. Also try to explain in a very simplistic way the main mechanics of the protocol itself. Again, there's a lot to cover, so we're gonna start here and see where we end up going. Also, stick around till the end of the video because I have a small giveaway to talk about. So, without further ado, let's get into this. Alright, so let's talk a bit about the pre-funding raises that are going to occur. First things first, we have a whitelist pre-sale, so only specific addresses will be able to contribute. They're going to be predetermined through several ways. I'm not going to go over them right here, but it's going to happen sometime between the 28th and the 30th of September. Now, the raise itself is going to have an 80,000 BUSD soft cap with a 180,000 hard cap. The individual contribution will range between 100 BUSD minimum up until 5,000 maximum, and the pre-sale set token price will be at 2.5 cents per DAIL token, which is the native token of the platform, and there will be no vesting schedule for all the whitelist contributors. Then we're gonna have another public sale. This one is for everyone. It's gonna happen sometime during mid-October. There's no specific date yet, but I'm gonna keep you updated. And for this one in particular, there is no actually minimum when it comes to individual contribution, but a maximum of 30,000 BUSD. The soft cap is 950K and the hard cap is a whopping 3.8 million BUSD. Now, this one is going to be a bit different because there's not going to be a set price for the DAIL token. Again, no vesting. It's going to range between 0.05, so 5 cents, and 8 cents. So if we don't reach the soft cap, the price is going to remain at 5 cents. As long as we scale above the soft cap all the way to the hard cap, the price will scale from 5 cents and it can reach 8 cents. So it's dynamic based on how much is contributed. So that's the beauty of it. And after both of these pre-sale rounds are done, 24 hours after the public sale, the project is going to launch on its own Orion DEX. So it's a decentralized exchange called Orion. The liquidity is going to be on the website, so on the DEX itself, and at a set launch price of 10 cents per DAIL token. The starting liquidity of the project is going to be taken from the public sale, and 50% of it will go into liquidity. Alright, so with the pre-sale info out of the way, let's talk a bit about the structure itself and the whole mechanic. So the DAIL token itself has a major advantage if you do decide to hold it. So if you have it into your wallet, you're going to be earning upwards to 2.042% a day and 160.6k APY roughly. So it essentially follows the rebase model. However, because rebase tokens have failed us in the past, unfortunately, inflation was running rampant, there was no utility. The team has added several sustainable factors, which we're going to be discussing shortly. So the first one I'm going to attack right here is that several fees that are taken into consideration will contribute to other things. Now, there's a portion of the buy-sell tax combined with the Orion DEX fees. The cool thing about having its own DEX is that it's going to generate fees through the DEX, and combine that with a portion of the buy-sell tax, you're going to have a revenue stream that can fund other things. Now, the first thing that this is going to be funding is something called the Daylight Planetary Fund. So it's a small treasury essentially that will buy back the token whenever there's a huge downtrend. It's fully dedicated to this. There's about 5% of the buy-sell tax and a portion of the Orion DEX fees that are going to go into it. Now, the second thing that these are going to fund are a treasury that is mainly going to be helping the Daylight Planetary Fund. So basically input some funds in case it runs out, and also development is the second thing that it will help out. The third thing that these fees are going to contribute to is something called the Daylight Vault, which is essentially going to be used for three things: development, again, marketing, and team expansion. Now, the latter two are very important because you want to keep the project rolling and expose it to more people. Now, the second sustainable factor that I'm going to be discussing is something that they implemented called the Aurora protocol, and it's an automatic token burn system, which does the 2.5% of the circulating supply and remove it out of the circulating supply and the total supply in a timely manner that is going to be preset into the protocol. Third is the dynamic tax ratio. This one is actually pretty complicated, and I suggest you go to the white paper and check it out. There's a lot to cover, but essentially, whenever tokens are sold, mainly most of them are going to be burned completely, and the APY itself that you earn on a daily basis is also taxed. So there's that, and the tax itself depends on how much the supply is being inflated. So again, go to the white paper, read everything there, is pretty clear. The fourth point I want to mention when it comes to sustainability, and this one in my opinion is the one that I'm very excited about, is called, and it's basically an arbitrage of the liquidity pool itself. Now it follows something called MEV, which is the maximum extractable value, and it's a bot that actually either front runs or back runs transactions based on big buys and sells. Meaning, if there's a big buy coming, the bot will actually buy before that big buy, making the big buy at a higher price, a slightly higher price, and the difference in profits will be set aside and put back into the liquidity pool. Same goes for the back run when it comes to big sells. So the bot will sell before the big sell, and then the difference in profit again will fund back the liquidity pool. In my opinion, this is pretty exciting. If they can pull this off, it's gonna be pretty amazing. So yeah, let's wait and see. There's actually a lot to the project that meets the eye, and unfortunately if I were to cover everything in one video it would be too much. So I tried to basically explain the main mechanics in a very simplistic way so you can understand, so without getting into the tokenomics, taxes, etc., because those are all labeled on the white paper, which I'm going to show you quickly very shortly. But this is the main website right here, so whatever I covered is right in front of you, so you can go ahead, because the main goal of the platform at the end is to be an all-in-one casino and DeFi ecosystem. So all of these things, the mechanics, are basically all related. So everything I labeled previously are all related to the main token and how it's going to be sustainable when it comes to price action. But eventually, with more revenue streams, with everything that are going to be covered right here, this is going to help us mainly project ourselves into a more sustainable ecosystem and a better price action. Now, this one I covered, those are essentially DeFi and casino games. And this one right here is actually something that they also gonna be working on, and this is a decentralized launchpad. Now, again, there's not much information here, but I'm sure there's gonna be something different than whatever we have on the market right now. And again, with these projects launching, these small products within the project launching as it goes, I'm gonna most probably do a follow-up and maybe more follow-up videos on everything that is gonna end up launching and how they're gonna keep progressing. Now you can go ahead and check the roadmap, so it's very detailed right here, something that I really like. And those are the basic tokenomics. So we talked about a few things here like the APY, but everything related, again, the buy sell taxes, etc., how the burn mint trade is going to happen. So this we discussed the launch price, the liquidity, and of course it's launching on the Binance Smart Chain. Again, there are also several social media outlets that you can go to and discuss with the team, mainly Telegram and Discord. You can also check announcement on Twitter, so that's pretty interesting. And the white paper where you can access by clicking here, so it's still in beta mode, so it's still a light paper per se. And if you want to dig deeper into everything I discussed, especially the dynamic tax part that I told you that is pretty complicated and you should be doing so, go ahead. Everything is labeled right here. I must say this is a very professional white paper, so they wrote everything in a clear, precise way. There are no typos, and basically the language is actually pretty advanced if you ask me. So they tried to label everything as simplistic as they could, but again, some things you have to read twice in order to fully understand. Alright guys, that's it from me today. Thank you for sticking around and listening to everything I had to say. Now I hope I brought you some value with everything that I explained here, but again, you need to go and dig deeper. So there's a lot of information on the website and on the social media outlets, so go ahead and do that. And I'm sure YouTube has other videos on the project, so don't be shy, do everything you need. Concerning the giveaway that I spoke about at the beginning of the video, the team is actually giving me 10 whitelist spots for the project, for the first whitelist pre-sale that is going to happen between the 28th and the 30th of September. So if you'd like to be part of this, make sure you put a comment under the video right here, or text me on my Telegram link, and you can also do that on the main community chat. So yeah, don't be shy to do so. I'm gonna give them all, so the first people that reach out, they're gonna take these whitelist spots. And as always, a sub to the channel would be terrific. It really keeps us new content creators around the blog motivated to dish out more valuable content for everyone and expose this word we love the most to more people. So I thank you and appreciate you in advance for doing so. And as always, take care of your finances and trade responsibly. This was Roy with DeFi Ascension. Thanks for watching.